Your mud coffee. Hey.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. Today we're going to talk about.
Hi, Doc.
How are you doing?
Great.
All right. How are things over in Michigan?
Well, they've warmed up a little bit, so it's good.
Warmed up like 40 degrees Fahrenheit for all of our Aussie friends, Fahrenheit, not Celsius. Right? We have to point that out because they think, oh, 40, it's warm.
Right.
No, it's not. It's cold. It's cold. But, yeah, same here. Enough about the weather. One of the things that we notice in the wintertime is our skin gets extremely dry, doesn't it?
Yeah. Here in Michigan, when the furnace goes on, it's like almost overnight. Bam.
Right? And what do most people do?
Apply tons of lotion.
And is that the safest thing?
No, not in today's world.
Let's go look at something that I wanna share with you. It's a video that I found this morning, and so hang on. Oh, I got to go back. I got to stop the share because I didn't include the audio. So,
okay.
Got to always share the computer sound. All right, so I'm going to play this. This is from. Do you ever watch The Doctors?
No,
that's not working.
I don't watch television.
Huh?
I don't watch television.
Yeah.
Plastics, formaldehyde.
There we go. Okay. You don't watch any television?
Nope.
How
Not
come?
unless I have to. If I'm forced.
If you're forced to watch it?
Right. Like if I go to somebody's house.
Oh, okay. Well, here's a video. This is from a TV show. It's called The Doctors. And they have real doctors that get on and they talk to people. But anyhow, let's listen to this. It's a quick 4.5-minute video.
Okay.
Tar, even gasoline, all things you wouldn't want to put in your body. But could your favorite skincare products actually contain these ingredients? Did you know there may be toxic trespassers lurking in your medicine chest? According to a recent U.S. research report, 1 in 8 of the 82,000 ingredients used in personal care products are industrial chemicals. And since we absorb up to 60% of what we put on our skin, those chemicals may be the cause of certain health problems. So the next time you reach for your favorite shampoo or natural beauty product, take another look at the label and check out what it could be doing to your skin. And here to talk more about toxic skincare ingredients is naturopathic doctor, Dr. Trevor Cates. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we need some help here. I guess there's some dangerous stuff out there.
Yes, there is. And you showed some of these chemicals up here already, but there are so many toxins in our skincare products. And we use on average 9 personal care products every day. That exposes us to 126 unique ingredients.
He doesn't.
Well, maybe a little less for guys.
So what's the first one we should look out for?
Well, one of them is formaldehyde releasers. And yes, we know that formaldehyde is toxic. It's known to cause cancer. And it's used in skincare. They're called formaldehyde releasers.
Maybe it's embalming fluid.
Yeah, they are so toxic.
That's not good.
No, they're not. And so what happens is when we use chemicals with formaldehyde releasers on, when we put them on our skin, formaldehyde releases into the air around us, and we're breathing it in. And we know formaldehyde is most toxic when we inhale it.
Which makes me feel really great about Anatomy Lab, where I literally inhaled formaldehyde for hours on end.
Yes.
I hope that's not what's steaming back there. That we're
Drew, you and I have inhaled so much formaldehyde. So what are the things, because obviously it's not always just to say formaldehyde, what are the ingredients we should try to stay away from?
DMD hydantoin and adenosol urea. So there are some big names in there that people can look for in the ingredient labels. They're not going to put formaldehyde on the label.
So just be aware of these, and we'll have a list of all these on our website as well, but there's another ingredient that we should look out for.
Yeah, and that's mineral oil. And mineral oil comes from petroleum, and gasoline is also made from petroleum. So this is definitely not something we want to be putting in our skin. And we know that when it's not properly treated, mineral oil can be carcinogenic. It can cause cancer. And we also know that compounds of mineral oil can build up in our bodies, in our fat, and in certain organs. But the good news is there are alternatives. I don't want to just scare everybody and be doom and gloom. There are natural alternatives. So formaldehyde releasers, for example, they're used as a preservative. And so rosemary leaf extract can be a part of a great natural preservative. We can use things from nature. Argan oil, it's hydrating for the skin. It's nourishing for the skin. So not only is it clean, but it also enhances the skin. It's got naturally occurring vitamin E and vitamin A and other natural ingredients that help hydrate and nourish the skin, keep it clear and great age.
All right, and last but not least, I noticed another set of products over there, and you're talking about, as I mentioned earlier, tar and coal tar and products.
Yeah, so coal tar is oftentimes used in skincare products, and tar is what it comes from. And we know tar is a carcinogen too. Yes. And so it's used in products like shampoos and lotions and things to help with itchy, scaly, dandruff and dry skin. But we can use natural things like aloe. Aloe is a great hydrator. It comes straight from nature. It doesn't have all those chemical problems, but yet it's got those hydrating, nourishing, healing benefits.
Here's what I love about this segment. So we go down the line, and we got products over here that you got to have concerns with, where I'm literally looking at 30 ingredients, hard to pronounce, one ingredient here, one ingredient in this, one ingredient in that. And it's just the simplicity of, the ingredient is almond oil.
Yes.
Don't have to worry about that.
It's so true. Let's keep it simple. Let's get back to nature. And it's really the things we use on a day-to-day basis that make the biggest difference.
Well, and thanks for sharing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful tip.
What do you think of that?
Yeah.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
That's true. Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of a realist. I try to look at things from a real point of view. And so I like that episode because, I mean, she's saying, just look at that and you're getting all these different things. Of course, they're not going to say it has embalming fluid. It doesn't have formaldehyde. They're going to call things like, when you see that word, urea, right? And a lot of people think, oh, there's urine in there. Well, no, it's formaldehyde. That's a form of formaldehyde, you know? And it kind of makes me mad because when you take a look at the skincare industry, they're one of the worst industries in the country, probably in the world, for giving us toxins, because when you take a look at from the air and from the water, we only get, 20 to 30% of our toxins. You know, the worst I've read was 40% of our toxins from the air and from the water. Where we get 60 to 80% of our toxins is from products that we put on our skin, things that we get on our skin. And the skincare industry, the cosmetic industry, has done a good job of kind of brainwashing us and saying, oh, it's all safe. It's all safe. It wouldn't be approved by the government if it wasn't safe. And people believe that. People actually believe that the governmental agencies are going to protect it. But so many of those ingredients got grandfathered in, because how are they going to go back and investigate, thousands and tens of thousands of ingredients? But, we every day I go out in my garage or in my shop and I work on my car, my hands get greasy, right? We clean up our house and we get bacteria on our hands.
Right.
And what do? We wash them. We wash our hands, right? And we've been taught that that's the healthy thing to do, right? Yeah. But if we look at how we're treating our hands and our skin, in a way, we're kind of treating it like the porcelain on your toilet. We're treating it like the granite on your countertop. We're treating it like the Teflon coated frying pan. We're trying to wash it off, but our skin is a living surface.
Yes, it is.
It's a living surface. It's not like the porcelain. It's not like the granite countertops. It's not like the Teflon coated frying pan. It's what happens is when we put these chemicals on our hands, it's absorbed in, and our skin filters out more in a day, filters more in and out in a day than our liver and kidneys combined. That's important, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
That's important to know. And so, of course, you're not going to wash your hands with gasoline or petroleum-based product. But I mean, you're at that same age group that I am. When we were young and we'd go paint the fence and we got paint on our hands, what did Dad use?
I know people who still do that.
You know people who still do that. Holy camole, right? I mean, I'm so careful when I go to the gas station now. I mean, not to drip any gasoline on my hands when I'm using self-serve pumps.
And if you do, you run right in and wash it, even though probably by the time you get there, it's already absorbed in your system.
30 seconds later, you can measure it in your urine. It's absorbed that quickly. And so this stuff is terrible for the skin. I mean, we're using ingredients like that Dr. Trevor just said. We're using ingredients that's included, like if I go on my shop, the same ingredients that's in antifreeze, the same ingredients that's in brake fluid, concrete cleaners. Would you ever, I mean, if they said, hey, this has got the same ingredient as your antifreeze, would you put it on your face?
No, and even lead. There's so much lead in lipsticks.
Yeah. Yeah, they say over the lifetime, what was it? The average female will ingest 6 pounds of lead.
Wow.
From their lipstick and their makeup.
Wow.
Right. And then you look at mascara, right? I don't use it very often, but mascara.
But when you do.
But when I do, no. You know, and you think, what makes mascara blacker than black? What's mercury?
Oh my gosh. Well, I've also heard they put like a Teflon thing in the mascara. Like the waterproof mascara has like a Teflon in it.
A Teflon coating. And so this is important stuff to talk about. We need to get this smashed into people's heads. Sometimes you need to whack them alongside the head. I mean, you hear me talking about this every single day. If you're on my Facebook page, you're seeing me talking about this stuff every single day.
Yeah.
You think, oh, Kurt's family is going to listen. He talks about it every day. This is what he does.
Right.
Right.
I just had a conversation with my son like 2 days ago. His hands are all cracked and getting dry because of the winter, you know. And him and his sister were talking about what he could use on his hands. And she's like, just put Vaseline on them. I said, no, don't put Vaseline on them. That's
your
toxic.
daughter told your son that?
Yeah. He goes, they both look at me and I go, you know, you don't have any credibility with your kids, right? And I said, yes, it's made from, you know, petroleum. And I said, you need to use something that's natural. And my son goes, Mom, where does petroleum come from? And I said, oil. And he's like, yeah, where does oil come from? And he says, it's natural.
It's natural.
Okay.
Right on. I mean, he's thinking in the right way, but Boingo, there's somewhat wrong there.
Product.
Right? Yeah, I go to my friends or my family's homes. I go in the bathroom and I look and I see, oh yeah, I mean, if I want to wash my hands, I got to use their antibacterial salt. Yeah. I mean, here, let me do another share real quick. I want to show you this. So hang on. No, that's not what I want to show. I'll delete that. So this is from Dr. Axe. Can you see that?
I can't read it. Let me see if I can turn my camera.
You can see.
Does that work?
Yeah. So it says Triclosan. Dr. Axe is, you know, one of these TV doctor type people.
Oh yeah, Triclosan.
Yeah, Triclosan. It's a super chemical meant to fight the spread of germs, but with the emergence of drug-resistant superbugs, the question is whether the good fight or does it create more problems? And so they say Triclosan is a major player when it comes to antibiotic resistance. And what is it? Well, in 1969, it was introduced by a drug company, Novartis, right? We've heard of them. And they found that this chemical compound breaks down to a dioxin. Where do we know dioxin?
Agent Orange in Vietnam.
Agent Orange. And that's exactly what he says here. I mean, they say, oh, doesn't that sound ridiculous? But the chemical was used in Vietnam as a compound cousin of triclosan. And the chemical skirted the Toxic Substances Control Act because they grandfathered it in. And then they started using it in antibacterial soaps. They put it in toothpaste. And it's not safe. I mean, I remember when they first started coming out with the antibacterial soaps, I was telling all my patients in my clinic, don't use that. It's right. It causes problems. So here they say it causes, numerous studies have shown that triclosan alters testosterone and causes problems with the thyroid.
Yeah. And does anyone have a problem with their thyroid nowadays?
Synthroid is one of the most commonly, it's in the top 5 of medications prescribed in the United States. It's an endocrine disruptor. Triclosan exposure leads to development of allergies. It changes the bacterial flora on the skin, causes hay fever, asthma, seasonal allergy symptoms. And don't we see every day, people say to me all the time, they say, how come we have more allergies today than we did, 10 years ago or whatever?
Yeah, because they've come out with 1,000 new chemicals that are toxic.
Yeah. A 2013 Norwegian study looked at the effect of triclosan on 10-year-old children, and they found that they could find triclosan in the urine samples. And it says that it is associated with immunoglobulin E and rhinitis. And studies in the United States have indicated the same thing. They say when triclosan breaks down, it turns into a dioxin, which is causing a problem. When combined with chlorinated tap water, it forms chloroform, which is another carcinogen. So here you are, you're washing your hands with this antibacterial soap, then you're scrubbing your hands in chlorinated tap water. Boom.
Yep, and within 30 seconds, you can measure it in your urine. So did it go all through your body? You bet it did.
Yep, and then we got this little Swedish girl, Greta, running around the world telling us that we got to be changing, we got to be quit doing this and that. And she's probably washing her hands with triclosan, right? And it's an environmental hazard. It causes damage to aquatic animals and plant life. It kills algae and affects the hormones of sex of fish. In Minnesota, I don't remember how many years ago now, but in Minnesota, a number of years ago, they passed a law in the state of Minnesota where they said that no public offices, no state-run offices in the state of Minnesota could use antibacterial soaps.
Wow.
They were worried about the fish because that's where Minnesota makes a lot of its money.
Right.
But they didn't say, oh, you should quit using it.
Right. Well, Michigan's a lot like Minnesota. Minnesota's what, the land of 1,000 lakes or something like that.
No, Minnesota's got 10,000.
10,000. Well, Michigan's pretty darn close to that.
Yeah. So here's an antibacterial soap that it uses colloidal silver. It uses chlorophyll, which is from plants. It uses this extract from cucumbers and limes. And
and what a great gift to give somebody for Christmas.
Right on.
And my bottle lasts forever. Like, you only need like one little pump of it, hardly anything. And it works great.
And if you travel a lot, make your own little travel size. You can take and you can buy those little pump containers from off of Amazon.
Yeah.
Refill it. Make your own little pump containers. For women, you can throw it in your purse. Guys, you can take and put it into a little your shirt pocket or coat pocket or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, go ahead and talk about the ingredients, Doc. I interrupted you there, and there are some fabulous ingredients in that.
Yeah. Yeah, the colloidal silver. I mean, you look at colloidal silver. I mean, you've heard that saying, oh, he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth.
Right? Yes.
You know where that came from?
No.
Oh, well, that came from during the Great Plague, the Black Plague over in Europe, because the kings and queens of royalty, they all had actual silverware, right?
Right.
And so every time you used a spoon that was real silver, a little bit of that silver gets into your system. So you create your own nano silver.
Right.
And they found that nano silver would kill off the plague. It would kill off the bacteria and viruses that were causing the plague. And so that's what they actually meant by it. They didn't mean at all, you're wealthy, you have silver. They meant, oh, you're wealthy, you're alive, because you have real silver spoons.
Right. And I heard that, like back in the Western days and stuff, people who ran around with canteens of water, they would put silver in their canteens of water because it would purify the water.
It would purify the water. That's exactly it. And so now, we see filters where you run the water out of your tap, and as it's running out of the tap, it runs through a mesh that's nano impregnated with silver.
Right.
And so those are good filters to have. You can have them in your bathroom. You can have them in your shower, things like that. And it lasts for a long time, the silver. I mean, you have to replace it every so often, but we actually put it in here, and then we use this plant-based chlorophyll. And it's all natural. And
that's awesome.
Yeah. So then we look at everybody's worried about how they look, don't they? They always worry about how they look. And so here's another product that's all natural, right?
Yep.
It's got 24 active ingredients that go to work right away. And what I try and tell people that these ingredients, I've done some of my own reporting on it, and these ingredients, they some of them will rebuild the structure. Like when you're going over a bridge, you look at the steel structure that holds the bridge up, right? Well, right. Inside your skin, you've got a similar looking type of a structure. There's a trabecular pattern that actually holds the outer layer of this away from the inner layers of the skin. And as you age, what happens is that breaks down.
Right.
So if you could have a natural ingredient that would rebuild that trabecular pattern, that bridge pattern that holds your skin, wouldn't that be a great ingredient to have?
Oh, it's awesome. And, most facial products just go so deep in the skin. They don't get down into the actual structure of it.
That's right. All they do is they use mineral spirits and different things like that. And Teflon, they put Teflon on the outside of your skin, which hardens the skin. Sure, it's wrinkle free when it's hard as a frying pan. Cook some eggs on your arm, on your face, on your forehead. But so we have these ingredients. I mean, I was just going to say, some of these ingredients, they rebuild the structure from the inside out. Some of them, what they'll do is they'll enhance the telomeres. And when you hear me talking a lot about telomeres, Andrea and I talk a lot about telomeres on this call. And the telomeres are the structure of your part of your DNA that allows your DNA to live longer. And so we've got ingredients like back by the help of the telomeres. There's science on all this. And so we're not just saying, that our product does this. We're talking about the ingredients, and you can find actual science on it. And there's other studies that show that some of the ingredients will super nourish the skin cells, right? And we need to nourish the skin cells. There's other ingredients that will protect that natural bacterial layer on your skin. It'll help to rebuild that natural bacterial layer. There's other ingredients that will help to balance the pH of your skin, because of course the pH of the outer layer of your skin should be slightly acidic. Right. And so many of these people have gotten on this kick that they think everything has to be alkaline because they base it on the 1938 Nobel Prize, Otto Warburg, where they says that, you can't get sick if you're alkaline. But the problem with it is that they don't understand that you want the inside of your body alkaline, but you want the outside of your body slightly acidic. And it's just like a battery. It balances it out, the inside versus the outside. You want balance.
Right.
And even having a healthy microbiome in your gut makes it so that you have healthier skin.
Yes, we've talked about that.
Yeah. If you've got all sorts of inflammation in your gut, it's gonna pull the moisture from wherever it can get, and you're going to have dry skin. So one of the things that I ask people, and they think it's kind of weird, you know, is that when they're having gut problems, dry skin problems, I ask them, well, you know, do you have constipation?
Mm-hmm.
And they look at me kind of weird. What does that have to do with it? Well, it has a lot to do with it, because your skin is on the outside of your body, but isn't the inside of your gut actually on the outside of your body as well?
Yep.
It's like a tube that runs through you, and there's a hole on either end, you know, where it's an open environment. It's just that there's clamps on either end. There's valves that can shut it.
Yep. A really good sign that you have a messed up gut, you know, is eczema.
Yep.
Or I don't know about psoriasis, but I assume that any skin condition is a telltale sign that you need to do some work on your gut.
You need to do some work on your gut. And psoriasis, there's a little bit more involved with them than eczema. But with psoriasis, you know, there's some metabolic issues as well that you have to work on.
Okay.
But yeah, as soon as you start seeing dry skin, you got to start thinking, hey, what's the gut like? What kind of condition is my gut in? And, you know, like we were talking about here now, I mean, winter is hitting. It's a little cooler out, you know, like Andrea and I were talking. I mean, in our part of the world, it's 30 to 40 degrees in the winter, and on a warm day. I mean, pretty soon North Dakota, another month and a half, 2 months down the road, we're looking at sub-zero conditions for the high.
I know. Last year you had what, 58 degrees below zero?
Yeah. That's
Just
without the
before
wind
you
chill.
left for
The wind chill is like
Australia.
90 below.
I couldn't live there.
No, I mean, that was right at about the same time that I was taking off for Australia. And
Good
they actually
planning.
canceled my flight 4 times because they said it was too cold to fly the plane.
Well, I'm hoping this February we have like the February thaw. Sometimes we have that.
I'm hoping it's colder than hell when I'm gone.
No, don't you do that to us.
I just hope we don't get any snow, because it's been so wet around here that if we have any amount of snow in North Dakota, we're going to have major flooding.
Oh, that's not good for you.
No, I'm getting a hold of my insurance agent and upping my flood insurance around my house, because I think we're going to have problems. But anyhow, you know, Andrea, let's look a little bit more on this. You know, have you used this product?
I can't see it because it's so little. Oh, yes. I use
Actify.
it all the time.
Yeah, it's 6,000 times the moisture that you get than the skin's own replenishing structures.
Yeah, the hyaluronic acid, right?
Yep, hyaluronic acid. A lot of people ask me, I said, does Sizzle use hyaluronic acid in any of their product? And I'm like, yep, right here, this one. And so we have something called natural moisturizing factor, NMF, right? There's your acronym for today. It uses hyaluronic acid, uses this peptide called ceramide, which has really, really been studied. What a great product.
It's fabulous.
I like this one. This is.
I mean, you really have to
this.
understand what hyaluronic acid does to really be excited about that. But
Tell us a
you
little
know,
bit
it's
about it.
basically the juice in our bodies.
The what? The juice?
The juice in our bodies, the oil.
The oils, that's right. And we hear a lot about hyaluronic acid, you know, for people with knee problems and things like that as well, right? It's not
Yep.
just in the skin.
Right?
You know, so this is a great product. I also like it because it's got some natural SPF factor. I find that since I started using this product pretty much every day, I mean, some days I'll forget, but most days I don't. And when I go on trips, when I go to Australia, this is my sunscreen right here.
Uh-huh.
And I don't get burnt anymore. I used to get, I mean, I could go outside and in half an hour, I'd be red.
Right. I know all about that.
You know about that too, yeah. And,
Yes.
and here's another product. This is called Firming Facial Cleanser. You know, it cleans the pores, it cleans the oils out, it cleans the dirt out without damaging the skin like a lot of the facial
Right.
cleansers that you buy in the market. It doesn't have the mineral oil. It doesn't have the brake fluid in it. So
Thank God.
great especially if you want to take makeup off and stuff like that. I I use it to take up off my makeup.
Rapid repair.
Huh?
Rapid repair.
Yeah, this is a great product. You put it on at night, and it's got some ingredients that are pretty spectacular. One of the ingredients that we'll hear Tom talk about when he talks about this product is it's an ingredient that's used by some of the more expensive products, skincare products on the market. And when Tom,
you mean those ones that cost $300?
That's right, without naming any names or anything like that. But they put the ingredient in there, and they put such low concentrations of the ingredients that they're actually putting in about $8 worth of ingredients, and they're selling for anywhere between $150 to $300.
Yep, I've heard that video.
Yeah, we're putting in, when they're putting in, like, 1 part per million, we're putting in 50 parts per million, like the research says.
Right.
And so Tom tells this story about how he was making this, and when he made this product, the company that he was buying these ingredients from, they said that he was their largest purchaser of these ingredients. How could he be doing that? He was buying more of these active ingredients than these big department store brands.
Right.
And he said, well, it's because they're using 1 part per million, and he was using 50 parts per million, like the ingredients, like it said. And you look at our price, $61 versus, like Andrea said, up to $300.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, these women go into these department stores and, into their little skincare section, and they're laying out thousands of dollars for this stuff, and it's not much different than what you could go buy on the grocery store shelf.
That's right. And chances are it's not healthy for you, because it's the other ingredients that they're hiding. Like I said, they're not going to tell you that they put Teflon in there.
Right. Or brake fluid or
anything like that. Right. They're not going to do that. They have different names for it. And, I don't know all the names for these different chemicals, but, they're there. They're there. And so,
well,
hey,
what is that website? You can look that stuff up on EWG.
EWG, skindeep.org, I believe it is. Skindeep.
And you can go look up your products and see how dangerous they are.
You can look up products. You can look up ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I mean, what do you think, Andrea? Was that a good topic for today?
I think so.
If you agree with us, give us the old thumbs up, give us a smiley face, and give us the heart. Share it with people. This is important.
I have a little challenge for women. Like, when you get up tomorrow, just start mentally thinking about each product that you're using. I mean, if you're sitting home in your, pajamas all day and you're not getting made up to go out, not then, but like if you're going to go to work and stuff like that, and you're getting up and you're using makeup and hair products and all of that stuff, think about each product that you are exposing your body to and how many of them. It's amazing. They say a woman's toxic burden, like 65% of it comes from products females use.
Wow.
Yeah.
65% of the toxic burden comes from the products they're putting on their skin.
Yep.
So you could simply lower your toxic burden by 65% just by going in your bathroom and throwing away all your products.
Right. Right.
What's the challenge?
What's the challenge?
The challenge? Throwing them away, right? Because they go.
Yeah, right. Well, definitely seek some good options. And you just shared some really awesome options. Like, I've walked into a store like Walmart before and laid out close to $150 for skincare products, and I'm sure they weren't anywhere comparable to the quality of products that Sizzle offers, and you can lay out about the same amount of money. So get the best. You deserve it.
That's right. And the nice thing about it is over here, did you know that we're running a promotion for the rest of the month? It doesn't cost anything to join.
Yeah, I saw that.
Free to join. So if you want to get involved, you want to get a 10% discount on all your products, join right now, and become a Sizzle member. Get your products at a 10% discount. I mean, it's amazing what we have over here. It's not just skincare. We have products, like this morning, I was talking a lot about omega-3s. I was talking about gut health, so I've already, here it is, just about noon. And I've already had discussions on all those different topics.
Right. And, let's just add in this video that it is November 2019. So that's when this little promo is going on. If you're watching this at a later date, it's not always going to be available.
And it ends on December 1st.
Right.
12:01, boom. No more free membership.
Boom. No more freebie.
Just like that. Right. And if you join the other promo that we have going on till December 1st, if you join and then you share it with your friends and they join, that enters you into a contest where you can win $1,000 cash.
Yeah, they have that great Dash for Cash contest going on.
Right.
There's several prizes, $250, $500, and $1,000.
I mean, so not only are you getting the benefits of being able to use the products, getting a 10% discount, but it's like buying a lottery ticket.
Right.
For
and
free.
You get it free.
Just by sharing it with your friends. I like that. Don't you, Andrea? Your very own lottery system. Yeah. And you get healthier in the process. And folks, I'll have my own challenge. Andrea says the challenge is go in your bathroom and actually throw away all those products that are bad for you and replace them with products that are good. I'm going to have another challenge. Stick with it for 120 days. Don't just use them for a week and go, oh, this isn't, I like that other product. I like using mineral oils on my skin, things like that. Actually stick with it for 120 days because it's going to take time for your body to replace get rid of all the toxins. It's going to take time for your body to repair the tissue.
Yep.
And then you'll start seeing the benefit. In some cases, you'll actually see maybe some extra dry skin. You'll see this flaky stuff coming off your skin. You go, oh, no, it's not working. Right?
Right.
And why is that happening, Andrea? Just to kind of give people a little clue on maybe something that they might see.
Well, it's like you're creating new skin.
So all the old, dead, dying skin, right? What do we call that? Senolytics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Out with the old, in with the new.
That's right.
Out with the old, in with the new. Senolytics.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, I'll let you close out the call. Thanks, everyone. Share this with people. Let them know that there is an option.
Yes. Thank you. And thank you, Doc, for being on here again this Tuesday, sharing with the world these awesome options that they have to make their world a little less toxic and a little more healthy. What you got there, Doc? Thank you.
I just had to throw a little politics.
So anyway, go ahead, share this video with your friends, because I'm sure you have friends who are using tons of these products and they have no clue what they're doing to their body. Like this could just be an intro video for them to start to understand that, hey, I should think about what I'm putting on my skin. Let's make the world a healthier place. And thank you, Doc, for your help.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Andrea. Hey, you should be famous like Greta, the Swedish girl.
Greta, I should. They should make me famous.
That's right. You should go talk to the UN.
That's right. I should.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.